All right, welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. We've got with us somebody very special.
Yes, let's get into it. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has released its plans to begin a campaign against drunk driving by deploying the use of breathalyzers. The pilot scheme of this new development begins in the three major commands of the country: Kaduna State, Lagos State, and Rivers State.
Very right, Chief. So the FRSC Sector Commander in Lagos is fully prepared for the usage of breathalyzers to checkmate alcoholic drivers on Nigerian roads. Though recently there have been arguments that the FRSC is using the same breathalyzers for different motorists. So joining us now on the use of breathalyzers for motorists is the FRSC Sector Commander for Lagos State, Hyginus Omeje. It's a joy talking to you once again. Happy New Year.
And compliments of
season. Great what you've been doing around the Lagos-Ibadan corridor. Let's talk about breathalyzers. And we might have a quick demonstration live on the television. So the need for this, talk us through this.
Well, let me first and foremost correct an impression. And that impression is that the use of breathalyzer did not just start yesterday. I think it's because during the Operation Zero Tolerance, I was on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway with the Corps Public Education Officer, Corps Commander BC Kazim, and we did random sampling of some, and the media covered it extensively, and it was as if FRSC have come with one novel thing. It has always been there. As a junior officer, I was when I was still going on patrol, arresting people, then I was using breathalyzer. So it's not something that just started. The only thing that have just been added value to it is that as we progress, technology is coming in a different dimensions. When I was a junior officer, we were using the crystal type, which I'll still show you today. Today, we have a digital breathalyzers that has the capacity to store the information, print it out for purposes of prosecution. Let me also put on record, when I came back to Lagos in 2014 as the sector commander, I also did engage our stakeholders on this, because way back 2018, we have been carrying out the 2008. Yes, I was the head of operation here, and I were doing the Don't Drink and Drive campaign with some of our stakeholders, now the BSG group, all the beer sectorial groups, now, that's what they are called. Otherwise, then they were doing it individually, or the beer companies were helping us in the campaign on responsible drinking, and of course, Don't Drink and Drive. And when I came back, I said, look, we need to measure, we need to evaluate this campaign. And the only way we can evaluate it is for us to have some credible data to really substantiate whether is the awareness we have been doing, is it working or is it not working? And they did agree with me. And there was the time for the first time also, I saw this type of breathalyzers now that we have here, which is the digital ones. Now, this was one of this is they gave us then, that has the ability to test, store it, and you can see here there is a printer. And these are what the tubes look like. And the tubes are just one for one person. So now let me get to where I am going. I started collecting credible data based on random sampling. Because you only randomly sample people. There is nothing that says, me looking at you. It's the way you drive and approach the team that may make them to just flag you and say they want to, breathalyze you. And between December 2015, when I started these random samplings, to date, we've been able to breathalyze about 2,694 drivers. Wow. Now, I say this because when it was being said, yes, it was look as if it's something we just started yesterday. Now, I also analyzed those things. Out of those figures, about 2,645 were males, 49 were just females. I also went down again to break it into the categories of vehicles so that we can really see where we have the prevalence of this drunk driving, among which category of vehicles. So we breathalyze the buses, about bus drivers, 1,260 of them, cars, 806 of them, and tricycles, 23 of them, articulated vehicles, that's tankers and trailers, about 418 of them, pickups, yes, and pickups, 187 of them. Now,
so
something interesting that will interest you is that with this you'll be able to see the shift.
Can you point it to the camera because we want our audience to
this is just
see
it.
this.
Oh, and,
this is what it looks like.
And I also did the commercial and private ratio of it so that you will also say, of course, from what I have, it still shows that commercial vehicles are more liable to...
For the want of time.
Then let me also show you that this is a very easy one to also do is the crystal type, which we can even demonstrate here by...
Okay, that would be awesome.
So let's
How long does a test like this take? I mean, if you stop someone on the road and you need to take this test on them, how long does it take?
In a minute or two, we are done.
Okay. So
it's just about... it's just about open and you...
Can I use my teeth?
You can just punch it anyhow.
Okay.
Anyhow.
And try and destroy that.
Yes, I will take it. And the next thing, you can see how you said the next thing is for us to...
Okay.
You have PIM.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you can now see that it gave you a leadway where you are going to blow into.
Okay.
And it's calibrated.
Okay.
For us to, so you can just blow.
So you blow into it. We're going to find out if
that's all.
Has been drinking
it's okay.
This morning.
Now, if you had taken something this morning, it would have given us, but obviously you did not take anything, so we didn't see any. There's no change in this. Now, this is 0.00%, 0.02, 0.05, and 0.08. Now, this is the maximum limit, 0.05. Yeah. So anything above this, you are asking for...
So what's my alcohol blood level?
Of course, you didn't take anything. 0.00. Now, but the good thing is, please, let the public know that these tubes are just... Once I have used this one on you now, I can't use this on anybody again. I discussed this.
So the next one. Let's do the next one.
If it is this, now, again, if I also use this, and you can see that it's also this, if I also use this, I can't also use it again on anybody.
I mean,
so,
I think maybe, let me try. How do I blow into this?
This will have to come on first.
Okay.
And
I think it's on already.
And we can now...
So... I mean, you're just practically saying it. So when members of FRSC stop you on the road and they put this in your mouth, don't say...
You're not surprised.
You're not surprised and all of that.
Now start...
okay.
And
so, show
and then I blow into this
it's
tube
already
right
telling
here?
you blow, please.
Okay, so...
Is it okay?
I think we're good. Did you say please blow?
So, obviously, because you are not on anything, you could see that nothing.
So, can we point that to the camera just to see?
If you had been on
alcohol,
it would have shown us by this. This is where you will be able to see it. But
so there's
nothing. But again, you can see that you have used this with your lipstick on it. There's no way I can use it on anybody. So I just remove it like this, and it is to be disposed of. And that's why, as they supply this, they keep on replenishing. You keep on replenishing this stock. And I brought it like this for people to see. And there's no way. A world-class organization like an FRSC, ISO certified, ISO 9001 2015 organization can use.
And you still have tons of this in the office.
You still have tons
of this
in our stores.
Okay.
So, and from the headquarters, it is distributed to all the field.
Because a lot of people are talking about hygiene.
That's why I was so baffled when I heard FRSC uses the same tube for the same. We have used this tube now. We've discarded it, and that's the
it's good to have this conversation because even as a citizen, if you're stopped and you realize that it's been opened or tampered with in any way, you should be able to tell them that
you are not using it. You could see what it took you before you could open this, and if I also open this, that is the same way it is. But let me also say this. If I show you this and I say I want to breathalyze it, of course, as long as it is intact like this, if you also refuse to be breathalyzed, it's an offense.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's an offense to refuse to be breathalyzed because I didn't just come to start. You don't just get to the road and start breathalyzing everybody. I must have my reason for singling you out that I want to. Breathalyzing.
Let's show this as we wrap it all up. This is what it looks like. This is what a breathalyzer looks like. And you just pop it open and you can put your breath in it. And let's see how it goes.
Could you just see That was,
oh yeah, this is my result.
That was your result.
My result is 0.00. I don't drink. Thank you so much. Before we go, we're going to do a quick break very soon. Are there any other tests that you use to check for alcohol content? I mean, you know, sometimes we have tests where you need to count from Z back to A, walk a straight line. Is it strictly the breathalyzers for now?
No. Before we even got all these things, you could just take the straight line test, where all you need to do is just to draw a straight line and let the person to walk on that straight line one leg after the other. Anybody under the influence of alcohol will not be able to maintain it straight. You see him wobble. The gate
but this one is the most accurate one.
Again, this is scientific.
Oh, I'm printing my results.
Good.
I'm going to keep this.
Okay.
That's a first breathalyzer test.
Yes.
So you find out that this is more scientific and this is evidence-based.
Yes.
If I want to prosecute you now, assuming you're under the influence of alcohol, I will use that.
So this result can be used as court evidence?
I can use as court evidence. Now, that's the difference between this and this.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, by the time this thing, this one after some, this thing, it fizzles away. I will not be able to prosecute you with this, but with this, yes, I can.
By this one you can use as court. So this is what the result looks like when they print and they fill up on it. All right. So
thank you so much for coming.
We'd like to thank you so much.
Yes, and I hope I have been able to really straighten it out here. FRSC do not use the same tube for different.
Definitely.
It's just one person, one tube.